All right, we're moving on to our next chord. This is the C chord. So go ahead and take a minute and figure out where to put your fingers for this chord. And you'll notice up at the top, you've got the 6th string is X'd out, meaning that one's closed. You don't play that string. We're going to start on the 5th string with your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret. Your 2nd finger is on the 4th string, 2nd fret. 3rd string is open. Your 1st finger presses on the 2nd string, 1st fret, and then the 1st string is open. So again, we'll test this one by playing it one string at a time, starting on the 5th string. Now on this one, it's really important to press straight down, pointing your fingernails down towards the wood so that you don't take up too much space, because if your 1st finger especially leans over and hits that 1st string, it's going to make it kind of muted. And that chord's a little bit more complicated. So take your time, get this one to sound good. Remember, it's really important as well to press right behind the fret. You don't want to be too far away from the fret, so you don't want to do this. You want to stretch those fingers all the way up close to the fret, as close as you can without going on top of it. Now once you got that chord sounding good, let's practice our chord progressions. You'll notice the first one starts on C. We're going to play that for 2 measures, and then we're going to switch to G. Now this is a little bit more of a complicated chord transition, so make sure you practice that transition slowly. And if you slow down the transition from one chord to the other, slow all of the beats down so the tempo is the same throughout the entire time. And again, we're going to play it really slow at 42 beats per minute on your metronome. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. We'll end on C. 2, 3, 4, and end on C. Okay, good. Now let's move on to the next chord progression. So this one actually starts on G, and you'll notice it's only 1 measure per chord. We're going from G to C, that same transition we did on the last one, and then we're going from C to D, and then from D back to G, which you remember from the chord progression we did on the G chord. Now notice that there's a G at the beginning of this progression and a G at the end, so you got to actually play G twice, so don't skip one or the other. Make sure you play 2 measures of G, beginning and end. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, and end on G. Now again, if that was too fast for you, then go ahead and slow it down. You can only go as fast as you're transitioning from one chord to the next. That same length of time should be the length of time between each beat, so you keep a consistent tempo. There's no harm in slowing it down. Once you got it down, then we'll move on to the next one.